Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where, excuse me, late night recording, had a bit of D&D. I think today this session was probably the epitome of like, you don't need to prepare for a lot of sessions. Sometimes they do a lot less than you might think. Where this session is basically them turning in a quest, and there were just a large amount of conversations. Like by the time like the session was done, like when I looked at the clock and it was like 9:50, which is like, oh, there's only 10 minutes after. I was like, how has this happened? It like flew by. Anyway, good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:07 p.m. on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that as like a shot across the bow or anything. Just sort of like I can't believe it. How quickly time flies every single time in D&D session. And when I look back and I'm like, I wonder if the players ever feel saddened or frustrated by being like sometimes very little progress is done. But I mean, I think having a good time, and that's the important part. But yeah, what I was going to talk about, okay, two very quick things, which, you know, like the little bite-sized pieces of conversation at the beginning. Chappelle Rowan's Good Luck Babe is still stuck in my head. I think this must be the new like Conan Gray Maniac for me, which is like one of those songs which I don't know, like I never heard of before, but I randomly heard it and I was like, I love this song so much. It's just so catchy, although I will say it's significantly harder to sing than Maniac because it's so high. You can kiss 100 boys in bars, and that's down the octave. The other thing was Genshin Impact, new patch. I've not played through the Archon Quest. I played through like the first third, I think, of the Archon Quest. It's pretty good so far. Because of the strikes, 2 of the characters are not voiced, but I just had fun. I voiced the characters myself when I was playing through. It hasn't seemed like they've come back yet, so it's not actually too big a deal. It is a bit strange to begin with, but all the other characters so far seem voiced. So I don't know, maybe they recur again. How did my Shalona pause go? They actually went really surprisingly well. I'm not gonna lie. Like Shalona was, it's probably. It's so hard to say if she's my favourite character or Dee is my favourite character. I think they're both my favourite characters. Maybe I have a type, maybe I don't. The joke is, if you look them up, they're very similar looking characters. But this character was like, I know this character, I'm going to use all my currency on her. And it actually went pretty well. Like, but previously, when I pulled on, I think it was Emily, and her banner a bit, I was like, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough premise for this. Left over, like I did the calculations, and I was like, no, it's for Kniech, sorry, I pulled. And because, you know, I ended up playing him again, I was like, I was doing calculations, I was like, oh, I don't think I'll be able to guarantee her and the character. Turns out my calculations were somehow way off, or I miscounted or something, because I woke up today, very early in the morning when I was doing the pulls, and I was like, wait, I have enough to guarantee her and the weapon. And I was like, how did I calculate this so incorrectly? Like, I had more than enough, because that wasn't even including Star Glitter, I think. So I pulled her, I won 50-50, took like 10 pulls because I was on high pity already, did weapon, lost a 50-50 on weapon, but got Shuri's weapon. Okay, but that's okay, had Shuri. The D&D server, is it still, it was still open. I should probably close it, just close it like that. So I got Churi's weapon and her weapon, so I lost 50-50 on that, but, you know, I didn't lose the 75-25 at least. And then I was like, I've still got enough for, like, a hard pity and a half, almost. So I was like, let's just send it. Let's see how many more I can get. So I pulled in Salonin, and I got C1 Salonin, won 50-50. I pulled again, and I was just shy of getting, I think I was just shy of getting soft pity, and I was like, this is where it was an absolutely crazy thing, where I was just like, ah, man, that's a shame. Well, we'll keep doing pulls until the end. But I remembered, flashback at work, got given, like, just like it's not a bonus thing, but it was more like a present, which is a very typical sort of present thing where normally they give out gift cards for like big events or whatever. And I remember, because I was looking at what I could spend not this most recent gift card, but one gift card on. I think it's for 50 or 100. I can't remember off the top of my head. Was it 100? It might have been for 100. I'm not sure, but I was looking at what I can spend it on, because sometimes they give Amazon gift cards, which is like fine, I can spend it on Amazon, but sometimes they just give like gift card through like a different service. I don't know necessarily why. And then I looked up a gift card, and I was just like, whoa, like normally I just redeem on ASOS, and I was like, I don't really have any clothes I want to buy at ASOS at the moment. I feel like I have a very solid wardrobe at the moment. Now I just need more like secular specific pieces. I need more like niche pieces, which ASOS doesn't really provide. So I was like, oh, you know what? Why don't I redeem it as Google Play credit? Then I can buy like the Welcome Pass or something on Genshin, and that basically covers me like for like the next month or so. Next year or so. And then I was just like, wait a minute, I've got a load of credit on my Google Play. Let's just be a little bit sneaky here. Let's spend a little bit of money, you know, just a little bit, to get the Genesis crystals, because I mean, like, the biggest pack is basically free at this point. I did it, and so, you know, that gives you an insane amount of pulls, by the way. Like, the biggest pack, it gives you, well, not really insane for the price, but for insane for the fact that I basically got it for free, because what else am I going to spend Google Play credit on? It gives you almost 100 pulls, I think. Is that right? I think it gives you like 14,000. Maybe that might not be quite right, so don't quote me on that. So I lost the 50-50, but then I continued pulling, and then I was like, oh, you know, I had to remember, I think I got her at like 20 pity again, so got C2 Salonen. And then I was like, well, I've got all this other like Primogens left over, and what else am I going to do? So I was like, well, let's just pull on Jury, see if I can oh, I got her at 10, that's it. Let's pull on Jury, it's better. Pulled for Jury, and then what do you know? I got C1 Jury now. So thank you, random Google Play gift card, for funding a lot of that. Do I regret it? I mean, on like a grand scheme of things, it's sort of like, to me, recreation, I don't really spend that much recreationally on things. Like I tend to not really buy too much for myself, and I'm in a very fortunate position, I suppose, where I do have the money to spend. And I was like, why not, you know? Just kind of send it. So yeah, I'm now proud owner of C2 Slonin and Churi, and their weapons. Sorry, not C2 Churi, C1 Churi. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. 7 minutes. I guess I was going to talk about Nintendo alarm clocks today, but I guess we can talk about that tomorrow instead, because we already spent like half the episode talking about this, or like Google Play credit. But yeah, it was a really weird thing. Like, gift cards can be very useful or very useless things, depending if you get the right sort of gift card. Because I remember back in school, like, you would always, not you'd always, but they had like this like award ceremony thing for like excellence or like attainment, achievement, which, I mean, I was a very diligent student, so in secondary school I got it like, I think there's like an award ceremony which happened every year where 2 people from each form, which make 2 each class, and there were like 6 classes in a year, would get an award for excellence, and then there'd be an extra award for like trying hard or like perseverance or something. And I think I got the award for excellence every year but one that I can think of. Because I definitely got it in year 7 and year 8. In year 9, I think is the one I didn't get it, but I was still there at the award ceremony, because for whatever, no, I think I was a year that maybe we sang a song or something, I can't remember. Anyway, I was there for some reason, but not actually getting an award this time. Not that it really bothered me, to be honest. I don't mean this as either a brag or a thing, this is just meant to be a story. Year 10, I think year 10 was excellence again, which I think I did get, and year 11 was at GCSEs, and year 12 and year 13 were AS and A2 levels. So yeah, I would get them but instead of just having 2, they would like divide it by subject, and I got it for, I can't remember, maths, electronics, and maths again or something like that, I don't remember. No, actually I don't think I ended up getting it for maths. No, I remember what happened. One of the years what happened was me and my friend, we had a physics class and a chemistry class, and I took an electronics A level, which he didn't. But then the physics and electronics team, like teachers, were combined, essentially. And somehow something got messed up, and my friend got given like the award for excellency in electronics, and I had already like received a letter about I was going to get it for physics, and then I remember him going to the teacher after our physics lesson and being like, hey, I think something went wrong here, I got an award for a subject I don't even take. And then I remember they were like super embarrassed about it, but fairly enough, because they were just like, oh, how would this happen? How do we give the award to someone who doesn't even study the subject? Something clearly messed up. But I was just sitting there and I was just like, we can just swap our awards, right? Like, give it to him for physics and give it to me for electronics, which if anything I think is quite indicative of how my response to things like awards, attainment awards, ended up being in secondary school, just sort of like I don't really care, which is, you know, perhaps unsurprising with how meaningless they felt at the end of the day, which I think is, you know, good or bad thing, I suppose, because I suppose it is very subjective at the end of the day. It's not necessarily, was I a good student? Yes. Was I the best student all the time? Maybe not necessarily. And is that, should we be rewarding that? Maybe not. Maybe the thing that we should be rewarding is trying harder, to be honest, because I'll be honest, I don't think I put nearly as much effort in as a lot of other people. I just got lucky. But I've talked about this before. No, but the point I was going to make was just like, I just remember that very clearly in my head, of just how nonchalantly I was saying it. Like, even now, I feel like it was very nonchalant, and I don't really see what the big deal was, but I remember the teacher, like, profusely apologising, and then, like, taking me aside, like, later, and, like, at electronics lesson, and, like, being incredibly thankful that I offered to, like, switch. And I remember just thinking at the time, like, I don't really get the deal. Like, what's the point? We go up, we might get, like, this time, at least in A-levels, you get, like, a little trophy shield thing, but in previous years, you go up, you get, like, a certificate, a laminated certificate, and they give you, like, a £20 gift card, no, £10, sorry, gift card to WH Smith or something, which I don't think this is really bad. I don't think I ever used them. No, I think I used one of them, because I didn't really read much in secondary school. Even now I didn't read much. I kind of stopped towards the early secondary school, late primary school, I think. So that's really bad, but that's why I say it's like kind of a negative as well, because I was like, they should definitely have given it just to people who would have appreciated it more. Like, what's a, like, I don't know, I guess on one hand you might be like, oh, it should be about attainment, and on the other hand you're just like, well, yeah, but, like, doesn't it make more of a difference to give it to people who would appreciate it? I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. So the gift cards can be either very useful or very useless, and I would say the Amazon gift cards are generally pretty useful. Like, I've used them on good things. I've spent it on a mic stand. I can't remember what else I spent it on. Some of them I did ASOS clothes, and I ordered a load of clothes, but this one was very strange because it couldn't be converted to Amazon gift cards, and I was looking at the shops. The things that stood out to me is like this one had like a lot more like online retailers. It still had ASOS, which is fair, and it still had like things like M&S, etc., etc. But it also, interestingly, had RP for League of Legends, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't expect that on there. Then it also had like the Nintendo store, it had like the Microsoft Game Store, Sony PlayStation Store, I don't know what it's called. And then I guess looking at all the game ones prompted me to be like, oh, you know what, something I actually do spend like £5 on like every day. You know, this would set me for, basically, yeah, I suppose, of buying the pass. It's like my pay-to-play sort of game, subscribe-to-play game, and I was like, okay, why not? Just Google Play thing, because like, you know, buying out money separately is one thing, but buying it on something which you didn't have the ability to really spend on anything else is a whole other thing, right? So I guess it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. Anyway, that was just like a one-off. Like, I don't know why that gift card specifically was like that, but it turned out to be very useful in this one specific case of me wanted to get Shalona and Chariot constellations, so thanks, I guess. Yeah, I did have to spend a bit of money, I will admit. I had to buy like a second smaller pack. I didn't have to actually buy it. I could have just like continued putting, but I don't know, I felt like I was on a roll. Which is probably a bit of a dangerous thing, to be perfectly honest, but I just kind of wanted to hit self-pity. Can you blame me? Yeah, probably. I'll fully admit that was for indulgence and vice. But that happens. Yeah, anyway, I have no currency now on Genshin Impact. That's fine. I know the Chaska animation leaks came out. I saw them. I'm actually not as thrilled about them as I thought I would be. Like, it's a bit weird, animations, but I'm not going to talk about that because let's not spread that sort of thing. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to pull for her. I might 50-50 her, and if I don't get her, then I'll be like, whatever. Maybe her gameplay is really fun. Who knows? But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Because I love Shalona as character, and after this, I am going to be playing through the Archon Quest. I don't think what else I can say about gift cards. I don't know how I feel about gift cards, because there's not many things. Would a Google Play gift card be the gift card I appreciate most? And the answer is actually probably yes. Actually, no, that's not true. I think number 1 would probably be a Steam gift card. Number 2 would be... Actually, I'm trying to think. I think it's up there, like Google Play, because I mean, it's not the most interesting, I think, gift card, but it's also like one I spend, like I actually do spend money on, right? And it's consistent. It's not a lot consistently, but it is some amount consistently. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. That's why it's still up there, because it's like, okay, yeah, why not? I guess it's kind of the same if you like drink Starbucks every day or like twice a week or something, and someone gets you out like $100 Starbucks gift card. You'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I will use this eventually, but it's not like what I'm known for spending, I think. So that's why I think Steam is probably number one. Probably some clothing stores would be number two. I think I still probably would have appreciated ASOS more. It's just at the time, like when I got it, like I'd recently just bought a decent amount of clothes, and I was just like, there's no point on me. Like, I'm not going to spend even more now on ASOS. Speaking of which, I was meant to cancel my ASOS Premium because I don't think I'm going to be buying stuff from them for a while. You can kiss 100 boys in bars, shoot another shot just to stop the feeling. Yeah, because I did have ASOS like Premium for a while, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually buying a lot, and I think this increased delivery speed, free delivery, would actually be worth it. And it actually was worth it because I used it for a few orders, but now I have not bought much from ASOS since that point, which was back in May. Oh wow, that was ages ago. Okay, ASOS Premium. How can I do this? How can I cancel my subscription? Oh, okay, it just times out automatically, it seems. Does ASOS Premier renew automatically? How? Manage subscription, cancel plan. What? It says I can. How do I cancel the renewal? Okay, I'll just keep this open. I'll look this up afterwards. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, gift cards. I feel like they're a very hit or miss gift. It has to be, you have to buy it for someone who you know spends a lot at a certain thing. And I think for me, honestly, that would probably be Steam. I think that's probably where I spend the most money. Most often. But the thing about it is, I spend it when there's sales. I don't spend it randomly. So it's kind of more of a seasonal thing. There are still many games I want to like buy, which is maybe a bit crazy to say, or maybe not, I don't know. I wonder what next game I'm going to buy is. Who knows? Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see you again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.